Hello, my dear students, and welcome to your favorite educational YouTube channel, Educator Prerna, or as you popularly know me as English वाली मैम. So आज हम ये जो हमने पोएम पढ़ी है फॉग, जिसकी हमने प्रीवियस सेशन में एक्सप्लेनेशन, पोएटिक डिवाइसेस एज वेल एज राइम स्कीम ये सब अंडरस्टैंड किया था. सो आज के सेशन में वी आर गोइंग टू अटेम्प्ट द क्वेश्चंस व्हिच आर गिवन इन दिस चैप्टर. सो इन दिस पोएम आई एम सॉरी. सो पहला क्वेश्चन है, what does Sandberg think the fog is like? तो वो पूछ रहे हैं that according to the poet, you know, what is this thing, what is the fog like? So according to the poet, the fog is like a cat. Then how does the fog come? The fog comes very silently, it comes unnoticed. All right, though when it spreads in the entire city, in the entire area, people come to know about it, but jab wo aati hai, it comes as quiet as a cat. Okay, what does it in the third line refer to? So third line kya hai? It sits looking. So yahan par it is referring to the fog. Then it says, does the poet actually say that the fog is like a cat? Find three things that tell us that the fog is like a cat. अब जितने बच्चों ने वीडियो वॉच करा है जहां पर हमने इस पोएम को समझा है, इसके पोएटिक डिवाइसेस और राइम स्कीम अंडरस्टैंड किए हैं, सो आई हैव एक्सप्लेन दैट द पोएट हैज यूज्ड कैट एज अ मेटाफर for explaining the arrival as well as the departure of the fog. Okay, so poet kahin par bhi directly ye nahi keh rahe hai, that fog is cat, right? So he's drawn a comparison. He's metaphorically used cat ki movement jo hai, that has been metaphorically used by the poet to explain about the fog. Okay, so the poet does not actually say that fog is like a cat, but what are the metaphors, or how has the poet used cat as a metaphor to describe about the fog? So wo examples hum dekhte hain. First is little cat feet. Okay, second, sits looking over harbor and city, and third is silent haunches and then moves on. So जिस तरह एक cat quietly आती है, then it sits on its haunches, and it observes the entire city, and then eventually it leaves that particular place. So fog जो है वो भी इसी तरह it comes quietly, so fog, how does it spread? So the fog would not come like in huge, it will not cover a huge area all of a sudden. So it gradually spreads, right? And then it spreads over the entire city. So pehle ek chote area mein fog shuru hoti hai, and then it starts covering the entire area, and then of course it leaves. Okay, then it says, that metaphor compares two things by transferring a feature of one thing to other. So अब आपको कुछ metaphors ढूंढने हैं. Find metaphors for the following words and complete the table below. Also try to say how they are like. The first has been done for you. So storm is like a tiger which pounces over fields and growls. Train. So probably train, can be compared to, let's say, like a snake. The way train moves a little in a zigzag manner, that's also the movement of a snake. Then we talk about fire. So something which is very hot. Okay, so we know, we say it's like, a sun, correct? That is like, so we say a sun is like a fireball. Okay, so sun, because these two are extremely hot. School. अच्छा, अब इसके लिए स्कूल के लिए let's say, so we have heard of the saying school is like a temple. तो ऐसा क्यों बोला जाता है? So school is a temple क्यों बोला जाता है? Because चाहे स्कूल है या टेम्पल है, इन दोनों जगह आपको you've been taught to be a better version of yourself. आपको moral values पे emphasize किया जाता है, human virtues के ऊपर emphasize किया जाता है. So जो school है उसके आप temple भी metaphor use कर सकते हो. Okay. And what's the last one? It is home. Okay, so home के लिए let's say a shelter. Okay, so we say ना food, clothing and shelter. So यहाँ पर shelter हम किसको refer कर रहे होते हैं? We are referring to home because both these keep us protected. Okay, from maybe also from some natural dangers or some other life-threatening dangers. Okay, so जहां तक बात है इस poem के extra questions की, so I would say that from this poem more or less you can get a question related to nature. Okay, so it can be in a long answer type, it can be in a short answer type, talking about how different aspects of nature can be metaphorically described. Okay, ये तो एक तरह का question हो गया. Second question can also be about, let's say, how nature has its own movement. तो यहाँ पे सीजन्स के बारे में भी बात की जा सकती है. सो नेचर की सबसे अच्छी बात ये है दैट it never remains the same. It keeps changing. So change is the law of nature हम कहते हैं ना. So something related to real life also यहाँ पर आपसे पूछा जा सकता है. Okay, so that's about it from this particular poem. We will meet in the next session. Till then, stay blessed and of course, like, share and subscribe to Educator Prerna. Thank you.